What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you for another video. Today, got about, I would say about 4 hours into Gears Tactics, maybe 5 to 6. I didn't really look at the hours or anything like that, but that's besides the point. So I'll give my little impressions on the game. From someone who's come from a huge XCOM era, I went into this game with a lot of expectations, things that I want carried over from the XCOM brand, but I do understand that this is a new IP, well, not necessarily a new IP, but it's a new IP in a new genre. So I didn't expect everything to be, rock for rock, what it would be like in XCOM to be like in Gears Tactics. But, I played a decent amount of this game. Let's jump straight into this impressions. First thing I noticed right off the bat is the structures are a little bit different compared to XCOM. Now, one thing I want to point out is Gears Tactics. It looks like it's about half and half of what they want you to focus on in terms of, the story, the gameplay, the graphics. Now, this game looks pretty good. It does. There's no denying that. Gears Tactics looked amazing on my PC, and I don't even have a beast rig, so I can't imagine what it looks like, 4K. I don't know if this game's HDR. I'm not really the person to go to for stuff like that. But I was really impressed by the way it looked. Now, the story, it seems like in Gears Tactics that the story is the front and center, and they want the gameplay to complement the story. In XCOM, it's a little bit different. Now, there is a story in XCOM, but it's not necessarily front and center. The gameplay is usually front and center in XCOM because they want you to name your characters. They want you to focus on your research. They want you to focus on what you need to build in the engineering class or build your facilities. So, and forms of structure and what they want you to focus on the most, I would say in Gears Tactics, it is the story. Now, for those of you that don't know, the story is taking place. The main character is Kat's dad from Gears 4 and 5. And it looks like at the beginning of the game he had some kind of dramatic thing go on in his life. I don't know what it is yet, and he was low-key tricked into coming back into the war. Now, in terms of gameplay, this is extremely more aggressive than games like XCOM. And what I mean by that is in XCOM, they kind of want you to be defensive and aggressive. But on Gears Tactics, it's like they want you to be 75% aggressive and 25%, defensive. What I mean by that is there's these little creatures in the game, but I don't know exactly what they're called. They kind of remind me of the grunts from Halo. And when they're dropped off in teams of 5. And usually there's like 2 to 3 groups of them. And if you try to attack these people head on, you're probably going to die because your units don't take as much damage that I would normally feel. Now, keep in mind that I am playing this on a harder difficulty because I felt like I wanted a decent challenge when it comes to this game. But, I don't know what it's like in the earlier modes, like, whatever easy and normal's on. But what I really found interesting about this game is what they want you to do in these kind of scenarios is they want you to play defensive so you can be aggressive right afterwards. They want you to do a lot of counterattacking. Now, I did come across the people with the shotgun. I don't know what they're called, and they take a lot of damage. And I felt like sometimes my shots were so inconsistent. Like, I know that we have the Lancers, but I feel like they should be more consistent than they are in this game. Sometimes I feel like they have a clear line of sight, and it's like 30% shot, and I'm not even that far away from them. But, I get it. This is the type of gameplay you get at the beginning of these type of games because your soldiers come in with lack of items, lack of equipment, so they're not as accurate as they would be towards the end of the game. Another thing I really noticed in here is everyone pretty much gets 3 moves. You either can use them to reload, you can use them to, sprint to a further distance, or you could shoot someone 3 times. Now, I thought this wasn't, I thought that was a little OP when I saw it in the trailers, but when I actually play the game, I'm not even joking. They send so many people after you. I do not blame them for letting you have 3 actions. That's why this is a more extreme, aggressive game, like I was saying earlier, because they let everyone go 3 times. And I think this is a good move for them. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Now, that's pretty much all for my impressions. Like I said, the game looks amazing. The story seems really good so far. The gameplay, I've had to adjust because I've played so much XCOM that this demands a certain more way of doing things than XCOM generally would, so I have to, you know, just atone a little bit, adjust a little bit, so, you know, I'm a little bit more aggressive when I need to be, because I have a tendency of being extremely passive defensive, and then when I go to be aggressive, it's already too late. I've took too much damage, and I've wasted a lot of my resources. But anyway, tell me what you guys think if you played this game. Put it in the comment section below. Tell me if you like the new characters, if you like the new general way that they're doing things. I'm kind of curious. But anyway, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out here. Peace.